What's up, everybody? Today we're going to do something that I've been waiting to do since I started this channel. I've heard a lot of noise about Eruption and Eddie Van Halen and how he took over, with this live performance.
All right, so now comes my favorite part of the show. It's my favorite part of the whole evening. We've been on tour since March, and I have no better time, any time than right now, because I get to go sit down, have myself a nice cold one, and listen to the greatest rock and roll guitar player in the world, Mr. Eddie Van Halen.
Edward Van Halen is insane. You guys saw my face, this entire reaction. I didn't know what he was making out of his guitar. I mean, I don't know how he did what he did with his guitar. It's insane, man. The skill that Eddie Van Halen has on the guitar is ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy. I've never heard anyone sound like that. And that's why Eddie's in the conversation with the greatest guitarist ever. You know, some people say he's number one, some people say he's number two, but he's definitely in the top three without question. Phenomenal guitar player, guys. Crazy to see how well he can play, man. I mean, he was just showing off, really. But the difference between him showing off and someone else showing off is the amount of skill that Eddie has. I don't think any guitar players, you know, other than maybe Jimi Hendrix or Stevie Ray Vaughan, maybe could pull off this. And those two guys I just listed, they didn't play like Eddie. Eddie was probably the fastest guitar player ever. The speed that he played his guitar with and the way he was able to go so quick is insane. Eddie Van Halen, man, is really a phenomenal guy to watch. You know, I didn't know what to expect. I just got a lot of suggestions from this performance. But he by far blew me away. I mean, I don't know how he was going, first of all, so quick. But he was going, you know, up and down the guitar. And the sounds that he was making was crazy. I've never heard any guitarist make sounds like that. It almost sounded like, you know, some sort of, it almost sounded like something that couldn't come out of a guitar. You know, crazy. I mean, I haven't seen anything like that ever. Man, I love rock and roll. And again, I say this a lot, but this is why rock will always be better than pop and rap and whatever, you know, is out nowadays, is because these artists like Eddie that actually had to do things like this live, man, it's ridiculous. You know, nowadays they have, you know, nowadays with things like Pro Tools and other things that they use, these musicians, they just pull, you know, a guitar sound or a drum beat off the internet and they don't actually have a live guy playing it. And the thing that amazes me is back in the day, you actually had to be extremely talented to be a successful rock band. And Eddie was just a freak of nature, man. I mean, yeah, speechless without a doubt. I mean, the way that he played his guitar with the strength, with just the quickness is crazy. The fact that back in the day, you actually had to play this. This sound that we just witnessed, this ridiculous sound that I didn't even think anyone could make out of a guitar, but this thing that we just witnessed came out of a human being. It sounds like it came out of some sort of, you know, mixing machine or some sort of software, you know, but this came out of a person. A person actually played these, you know, these notes on the guitar, and this is why rock music will always be better than any music nowadays that we have. By far, it beats it away because these musicians actually had to play it, and Eddie actually did it. He didn't have, you know, a computer program. He didn't have all these things that nowadays people have. He actually played this. And what's crazy is he played this live, and as you guys know, when you're doing something live, you have one take. You don't have a bunch of takes. You have one take, and the way he was able to play it with such perfection the whole time, you know, all 13 minutes of this was so perfect, so incredible. It wasn't a single missed note at all. Is ridiculous, guys. This is probably one of the best, arguably the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Definitely, this is the best guitar solo I've ever seen, ever. I don't think anyone's gonna beat this. I mean, this is crazy. What he did here is absolutely insane. You know, and that's why Van Halen was so popular. I still have to discover more Van Halen. But, you know, Dave, he has a great voice as well. And of course the other Van Halen brother on the drums, he's pretty good too. The whole band is solid. The bass player as well. All of them are so good, in this band. And that's the whole reason I think why Van Halen was so popular back in the day. I mean, they took over. From what I've read, they took over the 80s, the early 80s. They just took it over. And when you have a guy with this much skill, it's not a wonder why you take things over. I mean, this guy's ridiculous. Speechless. I don't know how he made this sound out of a guitar. I don't know how in the world this man made these sounds out of an instrument. It's crazy. It doesn't sound like it's actually, a human-made thing. Phenomenal. Definitely want to hear some more Van Halen because, Eddie, Dave, all these guys are so good. But of course, Eddie by far blows everyone out of the water. Phenomenal guys. This is why I like rock more than rap. Here's another example. When could any rap or pop or any music that's out nowadays, when could any of these musicians that auto-tune their voice, that don't play the instruments, could do this? It's ridiculous, guys. This was amazing. Thanks for watching the video. If you could check out my Patreon, that'd mean the world to me. Also, next to the like button, the dislike button, the share button, there's a tip. And I would appreciate if anyone would like to tip. Of course, you never have to. I never say that. But if you would like to, that'd mean the world to me. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Comment down below. And please like the video and subscribe. It means the world to me when you guys subscribe. Thanks for watching.